Hi, this is the automatic thermostat project for EECS 373 at U of M. So our idea was if you're renting an apartment, you usually have one of these old manual thermostats that you will always forget to change when you leave the house or at night. And our idea was to make a system to retrofit it and turn it into an automated thermostat where you can set a schedule or set the temperature you want, and it will automatically get your house to the right temperature whether or not your thermostat's inaccurate or if you're using a different type of thermostat. So how this works is down at the user interface. You can see it'll tell you the current temperature, the target temperature it's trying to get to, whether or not it's following the schedule in automatic mode or if it's in manual mode where you can just set the temperature, and whether or not it's cooling or heating your apartment. So the schedule, you can set 4 different times, and each time has a temperature associated with it. So you can turn it down when you're out of the house or at night, and that way you can save energy and save some time. So how you might set this schedule is each one of these corresponds to a different button on the keypad. So if I want to change the earliest one, I press A, and I want to change it, say, to at 8 o'clock in the morning, I want it to be 80 degrees, so like it warm. You can also press 0 to switch it to manual mode, and pound to set a manual target temperature. And lastly, you press star to change the time. Okay, so how this works under the hood is inside this box we have a smart fusion board, and connected to it is a tiny thermistor here that actually reads the current temperature of the room it's in. And the thermistor is set up in a voltage divider, which then goes into the smart fusion through the analog to digital converter, which will calculate the actual temperature of the room and then compare that to the target temperature that you'd like the room to be and update the servo accordingly. So every 5 minutes it will read the temperature, and then if the current temperature is, say, above your target temperature, it'll move the servo just a little bit to turn the temperature on your thermostat up, and it does that every 5 minutes until it gets to your target temperature, and then it just holds that temperature. Okay, so to demonstrate the servo actually moving, what I'll do is set a manual temperature that's very far off from the current temperature, say 99 degrees. And then because the servo will get updated every 5 minutes, I'll just fast forward time here a little bit and set the time to 4 minutes and 58 seconds after midnight. And then you can see the servo is updated because we're pretty far off from the target temperature, so it moves a lot. If we were only a little bit off, it would only move a little bit, and then that way it hones in on your target temperature. And then one last demonstration is that we store the schedule in flash memory on the Smart Fusion board so that if you ever lose power, it will remember your schedule. So we turn off the power, there it goes, and we're coming back up. So you can see it remembered the schedule, that you were in manual mode, and that you set the target temperature to 75 degrees.